Hello ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm filming in a bit of a different setup, and in honor of that I'm gonna do my makeup in a bit of a different way, so let's get right to it. For starters, I'm going to be using my primer and I'm just gonna dot it on and rub it in all over my face. For today's makeup look, I was thinking of what I did in my last video, which was a video where I cut my hair, but that was actually a very basic makeup look with a bold lip, which I've also done a lot of times, so I decided instead of doing something too simplistic, I'm going to do something simplistic and colorful. So the first thing I'm doing differently today is I'm going to start with my cream contour instead of my foundation, and for that I'm using this dark brown LA Girl concealer and I'm going to draw it on in all the typical places. And the plan is to go in with a contour before the foundation, so I don't have to worry about maybe putting on too much because I can still blend it out and cover it up. So I'm also going to put it underneath my lip, on top of my lips, which is definitely a first, around my jawline, and all the way down my nose. And something I've been enjoying recently is putting a little bit here on my temples to kind of give me more of a cat eye look. Now I'm going to go in with my beauty blender and properly blend it all out. Especially around my mouth, it looks like I'm color correcting with this contour, but we're gonna try it out and hope it works out well. It's not a cute look right now, but we're just getting started. It does look like a spotty fake tan, and a heavy spotty fake tan. The next step, I'm gonna go in with my concealer and apply it in all the typical areas as well. Now the idea with this is that I apply all the different colors underneath and then I go over it with my foundation, and then my foundation will really help to blend it all together and make it look all cohesive and airbrushed. So I'm gonna go in with something a little bit more on the sheerer side today, so that you can actually still see the colors underneath and it doesn't just wipe out everything. But I also feel like because I don't have foundation on yet, like I need a lot more concealer, which might not be the case, but again, this is how we're doing it. I also think doing it this way will kind of help you if your concealer and contour is not exactly the right color for you, because as long as your foundation suits you, it'll really help blend it all together. And now with the concealer, I'm kind of going to blend out the edges of the contour, like especially here by my nose and here by my temple. Another thing this reminds me of is a video I did a long time ago on what would it look like if you put your contour where your highlight goes and your highlight where your contour goes. And spoiler alert, it was not a very good look. But I was curious, so I did it. The concealer really did bring this middle part of my face forward, and I'm very tempted to set it all now, but first, I finally get to go in with foundation. And I've been doing this a lot today. I'm kind of just dotting my foundation on, and then I'm gonna go back in with my damp beauty blender and spread it as much as I can. Now there are three things that are important. Number one, you have to get the foundation everywhere on your face. You can't skip a spot because you have concealer there and it looks like it's done. Number two, you have to apply it evenly all over your face, otherwise it will come out looking funny. And number three, you have to go down your neck to cover the contour you did there. And now that it's all blended out, I have my contour going and I have my highlight on without anything being too harsh. But because of how rich my contour was, my face looks a lot more tan than my neck, unfortunately. So I guess I still have to go in with a light hand on the contour when I'm doing this. But now to fix that, I'm going to take a bit of contour and contour my neck to kind of get the same tan color there. Okay, so my theory that doing it this way helps correct for colors that don't really suit you is untrue, because it made me a lot tanner than I was planning on being, and that is what happens when I put on too much of this. So if I put it on above or underneath my foundation, that's going to be the outcome. However, my second theory that putting my contour on underneath my foundation results in a lot smoother contour is true. I feel it's not as patchy as it usually is. I also feel like it didn't blend on my neck and now I have lines on my neck, and we're going to pretend that's not there. Next, I can finally set everything, so I'm going to take this Nude Illusion powder by Catrice, tap it into the cap and unscrew it, Then I'm gonna buff it on all over my face using my kabuki brush. Next up, I'm taking a pink blush, and since we're going for the sun-kissed look today, I'm gonna apply it all along my cheeks and not just here at the back where I usually go with it. And I'm really going to diffuse the color so it's not too concentrated at any point. I'm also gonna put a bit on the tip of my nose by just taking whatever is on my brush right there. And I'm gonna take a bit up here on the upper parts of my temples. I'm gonna go in with my Shade and Light palette, this one in the middle, and just brighten up underneath my eyes a little bit to hide those bags I have going apparently. For highlight, I'm gonna use the color Up Front from this little Give It To Me Straight ColourPop palette. I'm picking it up on a pencil brush and applying it here on the bridge of my nose, right in the middle, making sure to blend it out with my fingers so it's not too intense. I'm also applying a bit right on the tip of my nose to accentuate it and make it look like my nose goes up more. I'm gonna apply it underneath the arch of my brows, on the cupid's bow as usual, and a little bit on my cheeks. Hello, child, how can I help you? Are you comfy? I have company now. Thank you. You can see here in the little crown I have how different my skin color is, but that's what's gonna be today. The next thing I'm gonna be doing a bit different today is gonna be my brows, and for that I'm gonna use a brow pomade. This one is by Julienne. It's the dark brown brow pomade, and I recently got it because I may or may not be planning to do something with my brows, and before I do it I need to make sure this works. So let's see how it goes today. Now I'm first going to brush out my brows so that they're in the position I want them to be and that I also have a good guideline to work with. Then I'm going to go in with my thinnest brow brush and I'm going to pick up a bit of the pomade, swapping my brush from one side to the other. Oh wow, that is soft. It just dug into there. But the idea is to pick up the product on both sides so it kind of creates a sharp end to work with. Oh wow. So I kind of gave it a trial run on the one side. Now on the other side, I'm going to tell you how I did it. So first I drew a line underneath my brow with a very light hand because this stuff is creamy. I dragged it all the way to the tail. And I picked up a little bit more and did the same at the top of my brow. So I basically have the outline of the brow I want. And I'm making sure to keep the end nice and sharp. At the front, I'm angling my brush upwards and kind of doing little flicks so it looks a little bit more natural. And then I'm working the color through the rest of my brows. And they're a bit intense, I'll tell you that much. But I was expecting that when it comes to pomade. I'm going back in with my spoolie and kind of just scratching at the front piece to kind of feather that out a little bit and lighten the color. I'm then taking a nude eyeshadow on a clean eyebrow brush and I'm going to work it in on the front part of my brow to again help lighten it up. And again, just brushing them out. Now yes, they are intense, but today we are learning, so on to the next step. Now that I'm done with all the powders on my face, I'm going to go in with my setting spray and make sure everything is locked down. That might have seemed like a lot of setting spray, but the setting spray is empty. One way to make your teeth look really white is to give yourself a tan. For my lips, this is a trick I've spoken of before, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a nude eyeliner and I'm going to line my lips before I go in with my lipstick. That way I can get the liquid lipstick perfectly on the edges of my lips, even though I don't have a matching lip liner. The lipstick I'm gonna go in with is Midnight Snack by ColourPop. To make it a bit more exciting, I'm mixing in the color Solo. Now this is a bright pink, so I'm kind of gonna touch it on the sides like that, and then use my finger to blend it in. To add a bit of pop, I'm gonna go in with some lip gloss over top. For For eyeshadow, I'm gonna grab this BH Cosmetics palette with a bunch of pinks because I'm in the mood for pink today. So I'm gonna start off with a flat shader brush and this hot pink, and I'm gonna apply it all over my lids. Now when you're going in with a color like hot pink, you want everyone to know you're using hot pink, so I'm going to pick some up on a fluffy blending brush as well and blend it up into my crease so that you can see it. I'm also going to blend this out a bit in the way my eyeliner is going to go. I'm going to go in with this Revolution palette and pick up the orange color Breathtaking and use it to blend those edges a bit. Orange is a good way to both blend it out and tone it down so that the end of it's not too harsh. I'm then applying that same orange color on the lower lash line. I'm taking the color TMI from this palette I used to highlight, and I'm going to work it into the outer corner. I'm then going to go in with some liquid liner, and I want to say I'm going to do small chunky wings, but we're going to see how they turn out. I think this is the first time I spoke about doing small chunky lashes and actually doing small chunky lashes, so I'm quite proud, and I'm going to follow that up by tight lining with a black eyeliner. I also put some black on the outer corners of my lower lash line, and for the rest of that I'm going to go in with a silver eyeliner. How dare this look cute in camera and so bad in person? How dare it? Now I'm going to curl my lashes so I can put some mascara on them. And instead of just giving them one squeeze as I usually do, I'm going to squeeze them, relax, pull it out a bit, and squeeze again and turn it all the way up to the ends of my lashes to get them curled more than they're usually curled. For mascara, I'm using what's left of this Get Big Lashes mascara from Essence. And I'm going to load it on the outer corner of my upper lashes to get them as long and as thick as possible. And then simply coat the rest of my lashes with a normal amount. Now a trick that's not new is if you get mascara on your face like I did right there, you leave it to dry first and then it'll rub right off. So while I wait for it to dry, I'm going to put on a bit more blush because I feel the pink of the eyeshadow kind of washed out the blush on the cheeks and I want to warm it up a bit again. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more right here. Now that I'm looking at it, the eyeshadow isn't giving me the wow I was hoping for. So to kick it up a little bit, I'm going to pick up a shimmer and I'm going to try this wonderful colorful pink one from my Carly Bubble palette. I'm going to apply it in the inner corner of my eyes over that pink to give it that hint of a sparkle. And this is like a duo sparkle. It has a bit of an orangey shift and a pink shift, and I am a big fan. One pair of lashes later, I decided I need some highlighter in the inner corner of my eye, so I'm going to pick up that same color I used at the beginning and just apply a bit right here and on the other side so that some shimmer attention is going on in there. Now I'm probably going to have to do something about this hair because I washed this morning and haven't styled it yet. So let me just do this. Or keep the one side back, I think. A little bit behind the ear and this part out. And then this is the final result. Today was a bit of a test run in this new spot with my new table and setup for filming. And with that, I tried out a bunch of new ways to do my makeup that I've been seeing on Instagram and YouTube and I've been wanting to try myself. The only thing I didn't try is a different way to overline your lips, and I don't overline my lips as is, so I was very nervous to try it and thought I'd rather leave it than mess it up. Maybe next time I should do a video where I just try a bunch of different ways to do your lips and see if maybe I would like overlining them, or if I'd rather just stick to how it is now, because as of now I actually underline my lips a bit. But anyways, that's something for next time. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, and then I'll see you again next time. Bye! What's this? having puppy dreams.